Hey guys, Ken97 Stowe 171 back with another ATS video. Have a couple of new trucks that I got. This new Dodge D800. It's a little bigger than a pickup truck, but smaller than a full-size semi. Maybe 30,000 pounds max cargo is what they're saying. And then I found a Freightliner FLD, which I've been wanting to get for a while. You know, it's kind of one of the there's a FLD. There's an XT Classic, I think, too, and then there's the Coronado, which is a newer version. Can't find those. This was apparently built by Harvin, who's done other trucks in the game too. So I'm gonna do two separate videos building one of these and one of these. So we'll start with this one because it's kind of interesting. So let's go in and do a custom configuration and see what we can do with it here. There's no choices on the cab. You could do short or long, like that or like that. We'll do the long. Not too many engine choices. These are all part of the mod, so they're the Dodge 800. So you can do a 12V53, which would be an interesting engine to try. This will be a different engine than we have in any of the other games. Be interesting to see if that engine becomes available in some of the other trucks that can run the Detroit diesel 12-stroke, two-stroke. I don't want to run that one to start with. I thought maybe do more of an old school diesel, but if you look at the torque numbers on these, they're pretty low. 210 horsepower. But let's pick this. I was thinking maybe try one of the Cummins or the Perkins might be an interesting. It's a little more power, so it probably revs a bit more. So let's take that one. Let's see what. I was just looking at the things over here. That brings it up there. That brings that way up to there. But let's do that. I want to stay with a 4-stroke. Although certainly this truck very likely might have had a Detroit diesel in it. Although I don't know that a 12V53 would actually fit in this, so that may be a little unrealistic. But let's pick that. And then on the transmission side, there's not many choices. All it has is the single mod. So it's stock. It's a 10-speed Eaton. 1542 to 1 with a 285 rear ratio. I did glance through here a little bit. There are some others with taller or lower ratio, which you might pick if you were going to pick one of those other engines like that. The 2-stroke would rev more, so you might want something with a shorter ratio. And then there's even some Eaton Ultra Strip 13 speeds. This might get you wider, have more gears to choose from, but if you look at the gear spacing, it's actually less. 1540 to 1. These are 12 to 0.73. So you could do this, but you would need to go shorter on the gear ratio to make it work. There's even a couple Allison TC10s, which kind of surprises me. They are part of this pack. I doubt that those would be in this truck, but they might be. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking let's just stay with the 285. We can always change it later. Let's stay with the 10-speed that that it comes with. On the interior, there's no choices. Color, there's quite a few. Honestly, that looks okay to me. It's kind of unique. Let's look at the customizations here. On the bumper, you can do standard white, black, glossy, matte black, body color, which I kind of like. On the grill, you can change the headlight bezel. So make that black. Let's do matte black. That'll probably look best. That's on the back. This will be mirrors. Corner mirrors. On the main mirrors, white, black, matte black, body color. I would say matte black or body color, but matte black might be better. Oh, they have lights available. Let's do matte black with a light. And that puts a light in there. That'll be cool. Cabin lights. I'll do 5 lights. Horns. Let's do left and right horns. That'll be a beacon. Exhaust, you can do stock underneath or dual stacks. Let's do duals. Interesting that it had somewhere in here trailer cables. Okay, can't change them. Mud guards, plastic or chrome. Chrome would have been more likely. Okay. Tail light style. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's more modern. It's probably more likely. That's fine. Nobody's going to see it anyway. There's no tank option. Kind of inclined to leave the wheels alone. I mean, that's kind of what it would have had. Let's just see if there's what kind of choices we have. Okay, so they had chrome available. I kind of prefer the steel. And then some of the others are available too. Let's just stay with those. Let's see what tires are available though. So it's a Goodyear Super High Miler. And that's an 11, a little bigger. And that's a white wall. Then there's some other choices. Let's just stay with the tires that were available that it comes with. We can always play with those later. And then on the interior, we'll see if there's any things we can do. Can we place the cat? No. Main mirrors. Have a hanging item. Those things annoy me. They just end up dangling in your field of view. By the way, new TV will be here. Oh, look, there's a rod here. Maybe but not on that side. Maybe for shade. Maybe that's the air horn puller. Oh, look, it's got wing dings for letting air in. That's cool. All right, I don't really see a hell of a lot here other than that we can do. So let's go ahead and confirm. Boy, it is a little slow when it goes back and forth. Purchase, and I built a new garage in Roswell to add some more trucks to. And that didn't take long. Only about 8 minutes. So let's go ahead and we'll do them together. Build this Freightliner is liable to take a lot longer because there's probably more options, but sometimes not. All right. So what choices do we have here? Mid roof, raised roof. Let's do that. Standard 6x4. Boy, the tanks are really far forward, and there's no depth. Interesting. It's one of the things we talked about, like with the W900. I think this truck has a little bit better setup in this way that there is a gap here because the trailer is going to be like right about here. It doesn't have that gigantic gap that the W900 has. It's just something I noticed in some of the videos I watched that I thought this, for a long nose truck, this has a more reasonable wheelbase, where the W900, is like almost a whole wheel space longer. Like this right here would be like right here. So we'll see. On the engine side, let's see what's available. It's probably going to be let's see what the filters are available. Let's disable all and just see what's available in the FLD mod. And it's a Cat 3406, which is weird because you would think, you would think that it would have a 60 series Detroit. That'll work too. Let's just see what was in this one. And then this is the Z Mods 12.7 liter. Kind of inclined to use one of those because it's got a nice sound. But let's see what's in here besides. Oh, we already looked. Just 3406. Well, why don't we pick an engine that's from this because we don't know what they sound like. So let's go with 525 horsepower, 1200 RPM. Transmissions. Let's see what's available. Eaton Fuller 13 speed. That's probably 355 gear. What transes are in here? Okay, it's got that Eaton Fuller full pack. Let's see what's in here. 13 speed with a 355. Let's go a little taller. Let's do 18 speed. Let's do that. Let's stay inside the stock FLD. You know, the mod. Okay. And on the interior, is there any? And there's a big ass tall shifter. Interesting. With a 13 speed. Well, with an 18 speed, that would be correct. It would be this one. So let's do that. There's no other choices. Nice. Color. Let's see what we have any. Oh, there's some interesting colors available. Let's see if there's any interesting ones up here. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool too, actually. I've seen a few colored like this. Actually, that beige. Blue Caribbean. I'm kind of inclined to pick one of those ones up top. Let's just see. What, there's a ton of blues. A ton of greens. Bright gray. Orange. Pumpkin orange. Snyder orange. Violet. Silver. Yellow. They do have a lot of colors. And then there's some metallics. But let's go back up to the top here. Some of these at the top were cool. The black's kind of neat. That's a little over. I think this might be a mesh. See how it says it's a template. So maybe you can take this template and put whatever you want over the top of it. I kind of like that better, actually. Yeah. I think I like the black with the. I think I like that the best. All right. So now let's see what kind of customizations are available. And it looks like quite a few. So bumper, stock bumper with chrome, shiny chrome bumper, chicken bumper. Okay. Looks like there are some lights available there. I wish there was a body colored. No. I don't necessarily like that bumper so much. but it's the only two with the light bar, which let's do that one. And we'll see what lights are available here. I got the air fryer going, guys. Sorry if you can hear that. Okay, that's road train. Let's see what lights are available. Okay, there are some auxiliary lights that are available. Probably do the auxiliaries. Because if I'm correct, those auxiliaries actually throw some light. So we want to do the LED auxiliary. Let's see if there's a yellow auxiliary. The fog lights don't actually do much. So let's just pick that LED. Are they hidden? See, they're half hidden under the bumper, which means they're not really a realistic. Yeah, they're half hidden inside the bumper, so that's pointless. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to normal, and we'll do just amber. Let's see if they even show up, and they don't, which makes this whole bumper kind of pointless. So let's maybe just go back to a black or see if that's any different. It's already got lights in it, but let's see if the see those actually show up outside the bumper. So let's use those. Figured this truck might take longer to do. So let's we got those down there. Let's maybe just go back up and do some ambers there. And they do show up. Okay. There's nothing on the headlights, it looks like, that you can choose. What's that? Okay. Yellow fog lights. We'll go ahead and put those in there. What the hell is this? Deflector. Oh, it's on the it's this thing here. Not really, doesn't really add anything for me. Bumper. It doesn't look like there's anything with the headlights. So bug deflector. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'd rather see the front of the hood actually. Mirror. We'll leave those alone. Don't need those there. That'll be mirror. It's interesting. They're spread quite far. Door window. Plastic trim. Chrome trim. What's this? Plastic trim's fine. Doesn't matter. Door handle. It's fine. You gotta be careful not to miss anything because they're spread so weird. Put some lights on the turn signals there. Main mirrors. Let's just see. Turn them down. Interesting. They are slightly different. Huh. Probably rather that because if you're looking down through here, you're gonna have more blockage. So that's probably better. And put some mirror lights on there. Okay. Co-driver, dash. We'll look at that stuff when we get inside. Visor. That's fine. Light bar. Yeah, it's not going to add much. We'll skip it. I'm not going to put fog lights and shit up there, and these are on the side, which doesn't look great, honestly. And I don't think there's... Yeah. See, the reality is these don't actually throw any light on the ground. You know, I've tried those. They don't really do anything. It's the interior light. We'll go ahead and put that in there. Arrow. Where the hell did they even go? Oh, they're on the back there. Okay. That'll work. That'll definitely throw some light if they actually work, which they probably don't. But we'll leave it on there. We can remove it. We don't like it. Yeah, the phone's beeping. Yeah, look, all these things like show up over here, but like then they vanish. Really strange. Tanks. Toned down tanks, which is fine. I'd rather that. What I wonder is, how the fuck do you get in here? Like, there's no steps. Maybe that's what this is. Tank side. Yeah. You're kind of going to need those, because otherwise you won't be able to get in the truck. Um, kind of like that best, I think. Let's see if there's anything else. Isn't it weird how they rear logo, brushed aluminum side lights? Okay. You really gotta. Well, that puts a lot of shit on there. Let's just go with the stock rear setup. That's fine. That was my... Okay, you think that would show up with the interior part. It's fine. There's a single exhaust. That exhaust isn't... That would... There's no way you would do that. You would... Exhaust. Okay. Single stack. Low rear. Yeah, you would need it taller. And some of them did come in the front. Yeah, let's do that. They don't need to be shiny, but it's better. Yeah, other than the pins being like completely in the wrong place. What the hell is that? Oh, GPS. See, some of this stuff is interior. Kind of weird. I'll leave the tires as they are. Let's see what available. Dynamix. And we'll do Energy Line Z2. We like those. Leave the wheels the way they are. Got to get this built because I got chicken in the air fryer that has to be done. Flipped here. Let's just take a look at the interior and see what choices are in here. I like the interior, similar to the Argosy, which is nice. Maybe we didn't do that one. Well, we did pick the custom shifter, which you'll want because it's an 18 speed. That is interesting because there was an interior choice from the outside that you could pick. The yeah, the interior color. Brown, gray, red. Isn't that weird that you can pick that from the outside but not the inside? Usually that's in that menu here. Let's just do the red, I guess. Oh, it's just the color of the seats, I think. Yeah, let's do red. Be something interesting. Okay. Let's go back to the interior and see what's available in here. Galaxy. So there's tablets. Maybe take a look at that. Co-driver plate. Dash trim. I just prefer the black. Oh, dash. Prefer the darker. That's even darker. So there's some GPS choices there. Takes up way too much space on the dash, blinding your view. This one isn't too bad, but I'm kind of inclined to. I wonder what the tablet does. We can play with that later. And why is it giving you a bumper choice? Steering wheel, do the stock wheel, that's fine. Windshield sets. Visor. Radio. Let's do the angled antennas, those are cool. Do a CB. Put it up there. The handle's not hanging down. It's interesting that there's no, like this one has a thing there. Hanging items, junk hanging from your freaking dash cam, co-driver plate. Don't need that. Dashboard sets. You can put the cat over there if you want. Let's see what we. He's hanging out. See, he's hanging through the dashboard, so that doesn't look right. Trim. do chrome. No, just go black. Oh, that's interesting. There's some shifter. People do this, they wrap it. And then you got the splitter. Okay, they got splitters for 18 speeds. Okay. Knob. Plastic chrome. Let's do mahogany. That'll be cool if it'll keep it the same. I like that color better. I wonder if you can make, what is that? FLD Classic. That looks better. Yeah, now they match. Okay. And then the medallion. Eaton Fuller medallion gears. We'll put the gears on there. That's cool. Console items. Seat items. Shit you don't need, really. Main mirrors, we already chose those. Hanging item. Radio. That inner light thing is something I'm a little concerned about because I don't see where you can actually, like, make a choice with it. Nah. All right, guys, I think that'll be it. So let's just go over the outside. We got the raised roof. We got the 6x4, which is the only choice. We got our engine picked. We'll pick the 3406B to start off with. We might try the Detroit 12.7. We've got a decent, so 1200 RPM. We've got a decent gear ratio to go with it. 18 speed, that was the stock. Close enough. So I think we're good to go. We will put it in the same. Always freaks me out when it takes a minute to do that. And we'll put it in the Roswell also, and that'll be the end of the video. Then I'm going to go eat lunch, and then we'll go back and drive it here in a little bit. All right, guys, that'll be it. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Be back in a little bit to drive them.